In the heart of a busy coastal town in Maine, where fishing boats left the harbor each morning and the salty wind carried both the laughter of children and the worries of adults, there lived a young man named Ethan Miller. Ethan was 26, and though his outward life looked ordinary, inside he carried a storm. His mind refused to rest. Thoughts flooded him day and night, past mistakes, future fears, unanswered questions. When he was younger, he dreamed of becoming a writer, but after failing to publish anything meaningful, regret gnawed at him. He often thought of the college scholarship he lost, the friendships he neglected, the relationship he ruined because of careless words. At the same time, the future loomed like a shadow. What if I never succeed? What if I disappoint my family? What if tomorrow only brings failure? His mind was like the Atlantic Ocean during a hurricane, restless and unforgiving. Neighbors would invite him to barbecues or baseball games, but Ethan rarely joined. His smile felt forced, his laughter short. At night, while others slept soundly, he stared at the ceiling, the noise of his own thoughts louder than the seagulls crying outside. One morning, after yet another sleepless night, he whispered to himself, "I can't keep living like this. Something has to change." Later that week, while walking through the Saturday farmers market, Ethan overheard two hikers talking. One said, "You ever hear about that retired psychologist up in the Rockies near Estes Park? Folks call him Mr. Carter. People say he helps you find peace just by talking with him." Ethan's curiosity sparked. Maybe this man could help. That night, without telling anyone, he packed a small backpack, left a note for his mom, and boarded a Greyhound bus headed west. The journey took days. He crossed wide plains, endless highways, and small towns where strangers offered directions and kindness. Sometimes he slept in cheap motels, sometimes under the open sky. His restless mind followed him, whispering, "What if this Carter is a fraud? What if he won't see me? What if peace doesn't exist?" But hope, however faint, carried him forward. Finally, Ethan arrived in Colorado. From Estes Park, he hiked a steep trail where pine trees towered and mountain streams whispered. At the end of the path, tucked against the cliffs, stood a simple wooden cabin with a porch overlooking the valley. Sitting in a rocking chair was an elderly man in his 70s, with silver hair, clear blue eyes, and a calm smile. Ethan approached nervously. "Mr. Carter?" he asked. "I've come a long way. My mind never rests. I'm haunted by my past, terrified of my future. I can't find peace. Please help me." Mr. Carter studied him quietly, then spoke with a voice steady as the mountains themselves. "Peace cannot be given to you. It must be uncovered within you. If you truly seek it, I'll show you a way." He stood slowly, walked inside, and returned with a glass mason jar filled to the brim with water. Handing it to Ethan, he said, "Take this jar, walk to the old pine at the end of the trail, and come back. But not a single drop must spill." Ethan frowned but agreed. Holding the jar carefully, he stepped onto the trail. Every movement mattered. His eyes never left the water's trembling surface. The breeze rustled the trees, squirrels darted across the path, but he noticed none of it. After what felt like forever, he returned to the porch, relieved. "I did it," he said breathlessly. "Not one drop spilled." Mr. Carter smiled. "Good. Now tell me, did you see the hawks circling above? Did you hear the creek rushing nearby? Did you notice the wildflowers blooming?" Ethan blinked. "No, I didn't notice anything. I was only focused on the jar." Mr. Carter nodded. "Exactly. For the first time in years, your mind was empty of past regrets and future fears. You were fully present. That is the key. Peace isn't out there waiting to be found. It's here, in this very moment, when you empty your mind and live now." For the first time, Ethan understood. Tears blurred his vision. So peace isn't something to chase. It's something I discover when I stop drowning in yesterday and tomorrow. Mr. Carter placed a hand on his shoulder. "That's right. Empty your mind, Ethan, and you'll finally see the beauty of this moment." Ethan stayed in Estes Park for months, helping with chores, chopping wood, and learning to meditate. Each morning he swept the porch. Each evening he listened to the coyotes howl without judgment. Slowly, the storm inside him quieted. His regrets loosened. His fears softened. He learned to smile again, genuine, unforced. When he finally returned home to Maine, his family and friends were stunned. The anxious, restless man they knew had transformed. Ethan carried a calm presence that comforted everyone around him. When asked what had happened, he simply said, "I learned to empty my mind and live in the present. That's where peace lives." Peace is not found in reliving yesterday or fearing tomorrow. Peace exists here, in the present moment. When you empty your mind of needless noise, you uncover the calm that has always been within you.